Hello everyone, and in this video we have to revise the index of CPC, that is Code of Civil Procedure 1908. I am going to revise this section from section number 1 to 51, and with me you can also just listen it up and revise the thing. So it will take almost 10 to 12 minutes. That's it. The Code of Civil Procedure 1908, arrangement of section preliminary, section 1 short title commencement and extent, section 2 definition, section 3 subordination of code, section 4 saving, section 5 application of code to revenue code, section 6 pecuniary jurisdiction, section 7 provincial small cause code, section 8 presidency small cause code. Part 1 talks about suits in general, in which subheading is jurisdiction of the court and res judicata. Section 9 talk about courts to try all civil suits unless barred. Section 10 stay of suit. Section 11 res judicata. Section 12 bar to further suit. Section 13 when foreign judgment not conclusive. Section 14 presumption as to foreign judgments. Next subheading is place of suing. Section 15 talks about courts in which suits to be instituted. Section 16 suits to be instituted where subject matter situated. Section 17 suits for immovable property situated within jurisdiction of different courts. Section 18 place of institution of suit where local limits of jurisdiction of courts are uncertain. Section 19 suits for compensation for wrongs to person or immovables wrong to person or movable. Section 20 other suits to be instituted where defendant reside or cause of action arises. Section 21 objections to jurisdiction. Section 21A bar on suit to set aside decree on objection as to place of suing. Section 22 power to transfer suits which may be instituted in more than one court. Section 23 to what court application lies. Section 24 general power of transfer and withdrawal. Section 25 power of Supreme Court to transfer suits, etc. Next heading is institution of suits. Section 26 talk about institution of suit. Next heading is summon and discovery. Section 27 talks about summon to defendant. Section 28 service of summons where defendant reside in another state. Section 29 service of foreign summonses. Section 30 power to order discovery and the like. Section 31 summons to witness. Section 32 penalty for default. Next subheading is judgment and degree. Section 33 talk about judgment and degree. Section next subheading is interest, in which section 34 talk about interest. Next subheading is costs. Section 35 is related with cost. Section 35A talks about compensatory costs in respect of faults or vacations claims or defenses. Section 35B cost for causing delay. Next part is part second, and heading is execution, in which we will see the subheading general, and which start from section 36. And so section 36 talks about application to order. Section 37 definition of court which passed a decree. Next subheading is courts by which decree may be executed. Section 38 talk about court by which decree may be executed. Section 39 transfer of decree. Section 40 transfer of decree to court in another state. Section 41 result of execution proceedings to be certified. Section 42 powers of court in executing transfer decree. Section 43 execution of decrees passed by civil courts in places to which this code does not extend. Section 44 execution of decrees passed by revenue courts in places to which this code does not extend. Section 44A execution of decrees passed by courts in reciprocating territory. Section 45 execution of decrees outside India. Section 46 precepts. Next subheading is questions to be determined by court executing decree. Section 47 talk about questions to be determined by the court executing decree. Next subheading is limit of time for execution, which has been repealed, and we will find only one section, that is section 48, and that has been already repealed, and we will see this in limitation act 1963. Next heading is transferee and legal representative, in which section 49 is related with transferee and section 50 is related with legal representative. Next heading is procedure in execution. Section 51 powers of court to enforce execution. Section 54 section 52 enforcement of decree against legal representative. Section 53 liability of ancestral property. Section 54 partition of estate or separation of share. Next heading is arrest and detention. Section 55 talks about arrest and detention. Section 56 talks about prohibition of arrest or detention of women in execution of decree for money. Section 57 subsistence allowance. Section 58 detention and release. Section 59 release on ground of illness. Next heading is attachment. Section 60 talks about property liable to attachment and sale in execution of decree. Section 61 partial exemption of agricultural produce. Section 62 seizure of property in dwelling house. Section 63 property attached in execution of decrees of several courts. Section 64 private alienation of property after attachment to be void. Next heading is sale. Section 65 talks about purchases title. Section 66 talks about repeal. Section 67 power for state government to make rules as to sale of land in execution of decree for payment of money. Next heading is delegation to collector of power to execute decrees against immovable property, in which we will see section 68, 69, 69, 70, 71, 72 has already been repealed. And then the next heading is distribution of assets. Section 73 talks about proceeds of execution sale to be ratably distributed among decree holders. Next subheading is resistance to execution, in which section 74 talks about resistance to execution. Part 3 talks about incidental proceedings, in which first there is only one subheading, that is commission section, in which that is a start from section number 75, and section number 75 talks about power of court to issue commission, section 76 commission to another court, section 77 letter of request, section 78 commissions issued by foreign courts. Next part is part 4, which whose heading is suits in particular cases, whose first subheading is suits by or against the government or public officer in their official capacity. Section 79 talks about suits by or against government. Section 80 notice. Section 81 exemption from arrest and personal appearance. Section 82 execution of decree. Next subheading is suits by aliens and by or against foreign rulers, ambassador and envoys. Section 83 when aliens may sue. Section 84 when foreign state may sue. Section 85 person especially appointed by government to prosecute or defend on behalf of foreign rulers. Section 86 suits against foreign rulers, ambassadors and envoys. Section 87 style of foreign rulers as parties to suit. Section 87A definition of foreign state and rulers. Next subheading is suits against rulers of former Indian state. Section 87 Section 87B is related with the application of section 85 and 86 to rulers of former Indian state. Next subheading is interpleader. Section 88 talks about where interpleader suit may be instituted. Next part is part 5th, that is related with special proceedings, whose first subheading is arbitration. Section 89, there is only one section in arbitration, the in the in in the heading, in the subheading, that is arbitration, there is only one section, that is settlement of disputes outside the court. So the section that is related with arbitration is section 89, whose title is settlement of disputes outside the court. Next subheading is a special case. Section 90 is related with a special case power. What it says, power to state case for opinion of court. Next subheading is public nuisances and other wrongful acts affecting the public. Section 91 public nuisance and other wrongful act affecting the public. Section 92 public charities. Section 93 exercise of powers of advocate general outside presidency town. Next part is part 6, and whose heading is supplemental proceeding. Section 94 talks about supplemental proceeding. Section 95 is related with compensation for obtaining arrest, attachment or injunction on insufficient ground. Next part is part 7, whose heading is appeals and subheading is appeal from original decree. Section 96 talks about application appeal from original decree. Section 97 appeal from final decree where no appeal from preliminary decree. Section 98 decision where appeal heard by 2 or more judges. Section 99 no decree to be reversed or modified for error or irregularity not affecting merits or jurisdiction. Section 99A no order under section 47 to be reversed or modified unless decision of the case is prejudicially affected. Next subheading is appeals from appellate decrees. Section 100 talks about second appeal. Section 100A talk about no further appeal in certain cases. Section 101 second appeal on no other grounds. Section 102 no second appeal in certain cases. Section 103 power of high court to determine issue of fact. Next subheading is appeal from order. Section 104 talks about orders from which appeal lies. Section 105 other orders. Section 106 what courts to hear appeal. Next subheading is general provision relating to appeals, in which section 107 talks about powers of appellate court. Section 108 talks about procedure in appeals from appellate decree and orders. Next subheading is appeals to the Supreme Court, in which section 109 talks about when appeals lie to the Supreme Court. The next section 1010, 111 and 111A has been omitted. Section 112 is related with savings. Next part is part 8, whose title is reference, review and revision. Section 113 is related with reference to High Court. Section 140 is review. Section 115 is revision. Part 9 is special provision relating to the High Court not being the court of a judicial commissioner. Section 116 is related with Part 2 apply only to certain High Court. Section 117 application of court to High Court. Section 118 execution of decree before ascertainment of cost. Section 119 unauthorized person not to address court. Section 120 provision not applicable to High Court in original civil jurisdiction. Next part is part 10, and whose title is rule, in which that starts from section 120 to 121. What 121 says, basically effect of rules in first schedule. Section 122 is related with power of certain high courts to make rules. Section 123 commission of rules committee in certain case states. Section 124 committee to report to high court. Section 125 power of other high courts to make rules. Section 126 rules to be subject to approval. Section 127 application of rules. Section 128 matters for which rules may provide section 129 to section 129 power of high court to make rules as to their original civil procedure. Section 130 power of other high courts to make rules as to matters other than procedure. Section 131 publication of rules. Next part is part 11, that is miscellaneous. Section 132 is related with exemption of certain women from personal appearance. Section 133 exemption of other persons. Section 134 arrest other than in execution of decree. Section 135 exemption from arrest under civil process. Section 135 exemption of member of legislative body from arrest and detention under civil process. Section 136 procedure where person to be arrested or property to be attached is outside this district. Section 137 language of subordinate court. Section 138 power of high court to require evidence to be recorded in English. Section 139 oath on affidavit by whom to be administered. Section 140 assessors in causes of salvage at section 141 miscellaneous proceedings. Section 142 orders and notices to be in writing. Next section is section 143 postage. Section 144 application for restitution. Section 145 enforcement of liability of surety. Section 146 proceedings by or against representative. Section 147 consent or agreement by person under disability. Section 148 enlargement of time. Section 148A right to lodge a caveat. Section 149 power to make up deficiency of court fees. Section 150 transfer of business. Section 151 saving of inherent powers of court. Section 152 amendment of judgments, decrees or order. Section 153 general power to amend. Section 153A power to amend decree or order where appeal is summarily dismissed. Section 153B place of trial to be deemed to be open court. Section 154, 155, 156 has been repealed. Section 157 is continuance of orders under repeal enactment, and the last section is that is section 158, which talk about reference to code of civil procedure and other repeal enactments. So this was, we have successfully revised section from the revise we have successfully revised the section of CPC that starts from section 1 2 and goes up to section number 158. And I basically I have to revise this section, and with me you are also revising. So I hope it gonna help us, like it will just get stuck in our mind, and somehow it will give us that benefit. So that's uh, that's it for today, and we will pick up a different topic for our next video. Till then, have a good time. See you. Bye bye.